Today I'm going to show you how to make butter mayo. This is my absolute favourite thing at the moment, and because I'm eating a high fat version of carnivore diet, it comes in really handy. It's really easy to make, only takes a few minutes, and so I'm going to show you how. Let's get started. Alright, so the first thing we're going to need is some butter. So what I use is equates to about two sticks, I believe. So about 230 grams of butter is what I usually use. It equates to about a cup melted of butter. And so I'm going to move my camera so you can see what I'm doing. Alright, so I've got my butter here, and I've just weighed that, and it's a little bit too much. So I'm just going to cut some off, and then I will weigh it again. Oops. Help if I actually turn my scales on. So that's 220 grams of butter there. So I'm going to pop that into a saucepan, and I'm going to melt that. And I'm going to put that away in the fridge. So that's what I've got there, and I'm going to pop that on the stove top just on low and melt that so that it's liquid. Alright, I'm just going to let that melt, and then I'm going to get some egg yolks out of the fridge. So what we need is 3 egg yolks, and we need some Dijon mustard and a little bit of lemon juice or vinegar. Alright, so I make my, my mayo in my Thermomix. You can use any kind of blender for this. You can use a blender or a food processor, as long as you can blend it up at a reasonable speed and drizzle your butter into it while it's blending. That's all you need. So what I do is I separate my egg yolks, and most of the time at the moment I just put my egg whites down the sink because I'm not using them on their own. And it's the yolk that I want. That's where all the nutrition is and all the fat is. So I'm just going to separate these egg yolks, and then I'll pop the yolks into my Thermomix. Alright, so I have my 3 egg yolks in my Thermomix bowl. To that I use this organic Dijon mustard, and to that I usually add a fairly big teaspoon, sometimes a little bit more. Into there. Okay, and I'm going to add some lemon juice. So we have some lemon juice ice cubes in our freezer, and that's just part of one that I've cut off. So it's probably, I don't know, teaspoon, maybe just over. You add what you want to taste. I apologise for the noise if the noise comes out in this video. I've got my pork cooking in my Ninja, and then I've got my water distiller going as well, right all in this corner. So hopefully I can edit some of this noise out when I edit this video. Alright, my butter is almost melted. Now when it gets down to this stage, you need to keep an eye on it because it's going to start spitting everywhere usually. So I just take it off the heat and give it a bit of a swirl around, and then pop it back on. But if you leave it, it'll just start spitting everywhere usually. Either that, or you can just get something and give it a bit of a stir. Just keep stirring it until it's completely melted. You want it all to be liquid. Alright, so that's completely liquid now, and that's how you want it. So I'm just going to turn my hot plate off, and I'm going to leave that for a minute just to cool just a little. You don't want your hot butter to cook your egg yolk, so you need to make sure that it's already blending once you start adding the butter, and you want to make sure you drizzle the butter really slowly. So I'm going to show you how I do that in the Thermomix. So when I start blending it, what I do is I start blending and get the egg yolk and the mustard and everything blended together, and then I start drizzling the melted butter into that. Okay, so as you can see, I try and keep the pot in there over the hole in the Thermomix because you get little bits that splash out. But that is absolutely perfect. Okay, so I'm just going to put this into a jar and then I'm going to pop this in the fridge. So there's my butter mayo. My jar was a little bit big. But I'm going to pop that in the fridge. Now, where would you use this? Everywhere. Everywhere. If you like butter, you're going to love this. And even if you're not so fussed on just eating butter by itself, you're still going to like it. I've actually got hubby eating this now. He doesn't have a lot on his meals, but he does have some. He quite likes it. And I actually made last night, I did an experiment and made a mayo with beef dripping, and I put garlic in it to make it like an aioli, and he liked that as well. So I'll probably do another video with the beef dripping. I'm going to experiment with different animal fats and see what works. So I put the garlic in it because I wasn't sure about the flavour of the beef dripping, but it's actually not that strong. So, but this stuff here is absolute liquid gold, and once it's been in the fridge, it sets a little bit, but it doesn't go hard. Still stays quite soft, and of course, once you put it on something hot, it melts. So absolutely delicious. I guess if you wanted it a little bit runny, you could experiment with putting another egg yolk in there maybe. So yeah, that's it. So if you've got any comments or questions, fire away below. And yeah, I thank you very much for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you like this video. Like it and share it with anyone you think might be interested. And I will talk to you again another day. Bye for now.